Hi guys, how we doing? We're one day out from the BNBF Central, which is tomorrow in St Albans. Looking forward to that. As I said, this week I've been experimenting. I've been experimenting with the carbs and with the water. As I said in an earlier blog, my weight went up when I had the carbs, and it's to do with the water. I turned it on its head this week actually, and I'm seeing actually better results. I'm a lot drier, my fingers are dry, my mouth dry, so yeah, I'm a lot drier and I can see it, and I kind of, like I said, turned it in. I did bring the carbs in yesterday, so carbs come in yesterday but very light, different type of carb, but low carbs, and that seems to work, and the weight's kind of kept down, so which is good. So yeah, so that little experience. Anyway, as I said on the last blog, I'm going to do the Chiseled Ice Chocolate box cake. So what we got here, we've got homemade chocolate chip cookies, which are protein chocolate cookies. That's another recipe which I made earlier. I've got some in the bag here. I've also got CMP Pro protein dessert, which is a dessert protein, like a mousse sort of thing. Now that's what I'm going to use today. Now, because I'm gonna have it after my show, I'm gonna have a little bit of indulgence on it. I'm gonna have 2 crunchy bars. You don't have to have those. You don't have to put those in. I'm just putting those in for myself. So, and also I managed to, as you guys know, I love almond nuts. But I actually managed to find a guy who's doing honey nut roasted almond nuts, which is what I've got here. So I'm gonna be putting those in. We've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and there's our water thing. So what we're gonna I've used 5 packets of the CMP Pro. Each packet is 150 ml of water. So I've got 750 ml in here. So we're going to pour that in, first thing. Get that in there. And then we're going to put in our vanilla, teaspoon of vanilla. Get that in there. So that's in there. But before I fire it up, what we're going to do, we're going to need to bash up these cookies. Got them in a bag, so we're going to bash them up. Bash them up nice and fine. You want them nice and fine. Give them a bash. So you got them nice and fine. You want a bit of a dust on this. You want a bit of a dust, which is what we're after. That's what we're after, a bit of a dust. And now we put in the crunchies. Now the crunchies, we don't want them to a dust. We still want them a bit. We want them broken and sharp bits, so that way when you bite into the cake, it's crunchy. So you don't want. We're going to break them up, but we're not going to break them up as fine as we do the chocolate cookies, protein cookies, because we're going to have that honeycomb thing, won't it? So yeah, give it a good bash, but still leave some biggish bits in there, because we want that bit of crunch, so we don't much it too much. Mix that all together. Right, so now we're going to make the mousse. Mix. It's done. We get our bowl. I'm going to pour that into our bowl. That's what we want. Perfect. Now we put in the broken bits. And what we want to do, we want to hold on to a little bit, because we want to sprinkle that on the top. So we get those bits in there, all the broken bits all gone in there. So we give that a good mix up. Now we put in the extra crunch, which is my own indulgence. Just a handful. Mix those in there. In fact, put a few more. Okay. Now what we do is we get a bottomless tin, and we can take the bottom out. And we're going to start making this cake. Now first thing we do, we get some of the homemade cookies and we lay them in the bottom. the tin right all the way around in the bottom. You dump all the space that's there. Even if you have to break some up and put in, try and use up as much space. Don't leave any gaps. Even if you have to break a piece and put in, try and put as much as you can in. Don't really want to leave no gaps on each layer. But we're going to lay each layer with that. Yeah, even if you have to break up small bits, doesn't matter, just get them in there. Don't want to see basically we don't want to see none of the tin, the bottom of the tin. Don't want to see none of it. So we've done it as a first layer. So then we do what we do now, putting the mixture in layers. Once we've laid that, we then do the same again. Put another layer of protein cookies, chocolate chip cookies, along. This is going to look and taste lovely. And remember, it's all healthy as well. That's the good thing about it. You've got homemade protein chocolate chip cookies. We use a protein reserve, but as I said, the only real indulgence is what I did for myself was the almond nuts and the crunchy, just a little extra. Ordinarily that wouldn't be in there. Again, we'll start layering again. Another layer on top. In fact, well, you're going to get 2 layers out of this actually. Which is good. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, it's fine. My lips are wet and ready for this. I can smell it. It's giving off a really nice vanilla aroma. This is, again, pat it down, get in the corners, get it right down. And there you have it. And that's it. You can garnish what you want. You can either put peanuts on top. In fact, what we'll do, we'll drop a couple of these almonds which are left over. We'll dot those on top. Great. Yeah, we'll dot those on top. Different spots. Maybe break up a couple of cookies and put on spots. I'm just be indulgent here, to be honest. You don't have to do all this cookie. It's just as a garnish. I'm putting on top, so you know. So that way you know it's what type of pudding it is. There you go. That's that done. Put it in the fridge overnight to let that go off overnight, and then we're done. And that is a Chiseled Ice Chocolate Icebox cake.